This is a fun little project that popped in my head one day. What better thing to add to the dog run than a fire hydrant? I figured it would be really easy to put together and be kind of cool looking. It's purely a decorative target for important doggy business. Let me show you how I built it. I gathered all the pieces, which consisted of 4-inch black ABS pipe and attachments, and got to work. There's 3 flanges involved in the hydrant. Each flange has a center piece that needed to be popped out. Pipe like this normally comes in 10-foot sections. My local store sells them in 2-foot sections as well. That's all I needed, so that's what I got. A flange sits on the ground, then a section of straight pipe. I picked a height, marked it, and cut it. The next piece up is a capped T. I think this is what really makes it look like a hydrant. I went ahead and glued this one on. Since it's just decorative and not functional, I only applied enough glue to hold. I'm not worried about sealing it for leaks. Next up is a floor flange, but in order to attach it above the T, I needed to put in a super short section of straight pipe. The floor flange is a snug fit. It didn't go in as far as I'd hoped, but it's all good. Another flange sits atop the first one, only flipped the other way. They're connected with 2 bolts, one on either side. Above the flange is another short straight piece, followed by a cap on top. Just like the T, the actual cap screws on. The floor flange needed to be modified just a bit before gluing on. I'm going to use long spikes to attach this to the ground, so 4 of the holes needed to be widened. I cleaned off the price tag on the pipe, and then it was time for paint. Painting was super easy. I just did it in phases, giving each layer ample time to cure before the next. I started with black enamel to cover up the bolts, all the pipe labeling, and a light coat on the whole thing. After the black, I primed it with a solid coat of glossy white. Then I painted it with bright, glossy red. I did 2 really good coats to get full coverage. Later in the day, when the paint was cured, I installed it in place. That was super easy. I just picked a spot and drove in the 4 spikes. I think it's a nice touch to the dog run. Kind of a unique, fun little theming addition. The pups were too busy wrestling each other to notice at first. Hansel didn't even see it when he was trying to nip at Doofy's leg. Oy vey. I've since moved it to the rock area, so it's out of the way for mowing the grass. It's still nailed into the ground the same way, just nailed through the weed barrier with rocks moved around it. Doofy hasn't used it for business time, but Hansel has definitely used it to file reports. Okay, that's it for now. See ya. Can I have it? Can I have this? Thank you. Oh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, here we go.